I can chant if you want.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Right, Prabhu. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktaranda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. You're muted, Swami Prabhu.
Oh, yes, Prabhu. Haribol. So, okay, today we continue from chapter 8, text number 19. Okay, I can read one, then someone else can read. Bhutagramah sa evayam bhutva praliyate ratragame vasa parta prabhavatyahar agame. Word to word. Bhuta gramaha, the aggregate of all living entities. Saha, they, eva, certainly, ayam, this, bhutva, taking birth, praliyate, annihilate, ratri, night, agame, on arrival, avashaha, automatically, partha, O son of Pritha, prabhavanti, manifest, aha, during daytime, agame, on arrival, translation. Again and again the day comes and this host of beings is active, and again the night falls, O Partha, and they are helplessly dissolved. Oh, no purport in this one. Okay, who wants to read the next one?
I can read.
Yes,
if you want me to.
Yes, please do. Reborn.
Okay. Parastasmastu bhavonyo vyakto vyaktat sanatanaha yaha cha sarveshu bhuteshu nashyassu na vinashyati. Synonyms. Paraha, transcendental. Tasmat, from that. Tu, but. Bhavaha, nature. Anyaha, another. Avyaktaha, unmanifest. Avyaktat, from the unmanifest. Sanatanaha, eternal. Yaha, that. Saha, which. Sarveshu, all. Bhuteshu, manifestation. Nashyatsu, being annihilated. Na, never. Vinashyati, annihilated. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Translation. Yet, there is another nature which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifest and unmanifest matter. It is supreme and is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. Purport. Krishna's superior spiritual energy is transcendental and eternal. It is beyond all the changes of material nature, which is manifest and annihilated during the days and nights of Brahma. Krishna's superior energy is completely opposite in quality to material nature. Superior and inferior nature are explained in the 7th chapter. Hmm. अव्यक्तोषार इत्युक्तस् तम आहुः परमं गतिं यं प्राप्य न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम. Synonyms: Avyaktaha, unmanifested; Aksharaha, infallible; iti, thus; Uktaha, said; tam, that which; Aho, is known; Paramam, ultimate; Gatim, destination; Yam, that which; Prapya, gaining; Na, never; Nivartante, comes back; Tat Dhamha, that abode; Paramam, supreme; Mama, mine. Translation: That supreme abode is called unmanifested and infallible, and it is the supreme destination. When one goes there, he never comes back. That is my supreme abode. Hmm. Purport: The supreme abode of the personality of Godhead Krishna is described in the Brahma Samhita as Chintamani Dhamma, a place where all desires are fulfilled. The supreme abode of Lord Krishna, known as Goloka Vrindavana, is full of palaces made of touchstone. Hmm. There are also trees which are called desire trees that supply any type of eatable upon demand. And there are cows known as Surabhi cows which supply a limitless supply of milk. In this abode, the Lord is served by hundreds of thousands of goddesses of fortunes, Lakshmis, and he is called Govinda, the primeval Lord, and the cause of all causes. The Lord is accustomed to blow his flute, Venum Swavantam Swanantam. Yes. His transcendental form is the most attractive in all the worlds. His eyes are like the lotus petals, and the color of his body like clouds. He is so attractive that his beauty excels that of thousands of cupids. He wears saffron cloth, a garland around his neck, and a peacock feather in his hair. In the Gita, Lord Krishna gives only a small hint of his personal abode, Goloka Vrindavana, which is the supermost planet in the spiritual kingdom. A vivid description is given in the Brahma Samhita. Vedic literature state that there is nothing superior to the abode of the Supreme Godhead. Hmm. And that abode is the ultimate destination. When one attains to it, he never returns to the material world. Krishna, supreme abode, and Krishna himself are non-different, being of the same quality. On this earth, Vrindavana, 90 miles southeast of Delhi, is a replica of that supreme Goloka Vrindavana located in the spiritual sky. When Krishna descended on this earth, he sported on that particular tract of land known as Vrindavana in the district of Mathura, India. Haribol. Maybe someone else can read, Prabhu's.
Haribo. Thank you, Prabhu. Devang Prabhu ki jai. I think Devang Prabhu is eating some pizza prasadam.
No, I'm done,
I'm also
Prabhu.
eating.
Prabhu, can you read?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, Haribo.
Purushaha sa paraha parta bhaktya labastva ananyaya yasyantaha stani bhutani yena sarvam idam tatam. Synonyms: Purusha, the Supreme Personality. Wait. Saha, he, Paraha, the Supreme, the Supreme, than whom no one is greater. Partha, O son of Preta, Bhaktya, by devotional service, Labhyaha, can be achieved too, but Ananyaya, unalloyed, undeviating devotion. Yasya, his Anantashtani, within Bhutani, all this material manifestation, Yena, by whom, Sarvam, all, Idam, whatever we can see, Tatam, distributed. Translation: The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is greater than all, is attainable by unalloyed devotion, although he is present in his abode. He is all-pervading and everything is situated within him. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. It is here clearly stated that the supreme destination from which there is no return in is the abode of Krishna, the Supreme Person. The Brahma Samhita describes this supreme abode as Ananda Chinmaya Rasa, a place where everything is full of spiritual bliss. Whatever variegatedness is manifest, there is all of the quality of spiritual bliss. There is nothing material. All variegatedness is expanded as the spiritual expansion of the Supreme Godhead Himself. For the manifestation, there is totally of the spiritual energy, as explained in chapter 7. As far as this material world is concerned, although the Lord is always in his supreme abode, he is nonetheless all-pervading by his material energy, so by his spiritual and material energy. He is present everywhere, both in the material and in the spiritual universes. Yasyantashtani means that everything is sustained by him, whether it be spiritual or material energy. It is clearly stated here that only by bhakti or devotional service can one enter into the Vaikuntha, spiritual planetary system. In all the Vaikunthas, there is only one supreme Godhead, Krishna, who has expanded himself into millions and millions of plenary expansions. These plenary expansions are four-armed and they preside over the innumerable spiritual planets. They are known by a variety of names: Purushottama, Trivikarma, Keshava, Madhava, Aniruddha, Herishikesha, Sankarashan, Pradumna, Sridhara, Vasudeva, Damundara, Janandana, Narayana, Vamana, Padmanabha, etc. These planetary expansions are likened unto the leaves of the tree, and the main tree is likened to Krishna. Krishna dwelling in Goloka Vrindavana. His supreme abode systematically conducts all affairs of both universes, material and spiritual, without a flaw by power of his all persuasiveness.
Debo. Okay, Pranjal
You-
Prabhu. Yatra kale tvana avrittim chaiva yogina prayata yanti tam kalam vakshyami bharatarshaba. Word to word. Yatra in that kale time too bad anavrittim no return avrittim return cha also eva certainly yogina of different kinds of mystics prayataha one who goes yanti departs tam that kalam time vakshyami describing bharata rishabha O best of the bharatas. Translation: O best of the Bharatas, I shall now explain to you the different times at which passing away from this world one does or does not come back. Purport: the unallied devotees of the Supreme Lord, who are totally surrendered souls, do not care when they leave their bodies or by what method. They leave everything in Krishna's hands and so easily and happily return to Godhead. But those who are not unallied devotees and who depend instead of on such methods of spiritual realization as karma yoga, jnana yoga, and hatha yoga must leave the body at a suitable time and thereby be assured whether or not they will return to the world of birth and death. If the yogi is perfect, he can select the time and place for leaving this material world. But if he is not perfect, then he has to live at nature's will. The most suitable time to leave the body and not return is being explained by the Lord in these verses. According to Acharya Baladev Vidyabhushana, the Sanskrit word kala used herein refers to presiding deity of time. This is Finnish word also, this kala. Okay, next one. Kartik Prabhu, you want to read more?
Yes, Prabhu, sure.
Yes,
I
Prabhu.
was just reading, so.
I'll go on.
अग्निर्ज्योतिरः शुक्लः षण्मासा उत्तरायणम् उत्तरायणम् तत्र प्रायात गच्छन्ति ब्रह्मा विधो जनः. Synonyms: Agnihi, fire; Jyotihi, light; Ahaha, day; Shuklaha, white; Sat Mashaha, 6 months; Uttarayanam, when the sun passes on the northern side; Tatra, there; Prayataha, one who goes; Gachanti, passes away; Brahma, the absolute; Brahma Vidaha, one who knows the absolute; Janaha, person. Translation: those who know the Supreme Brahman pass away from the world during the influence of the fiery god, in the light, at an auspicious moment, during the fortnight of the moon and the 6 months where the sun travels in the north. Those who know the Supreme Brahman pass away from the world during the influence of the fiery god, right auspicious moment, during the fortnight of the moon and 6 months when the sun travels in the north. Purport: when fire, light, day, and moon are mentioned, it is to be understood that over all of them there are various presiding deities who make arrangements for the passage of the soul. At the time of death, the jiva sets forth on the path to a new life. If one leaves the body at a time designated above, either accidentally or by arrangement, it is possible for him to attain the impersonal Brahmajyoti. Mystics who are advanced in yoga practice can arrange the time and place to leave the body. Others have no control. If by accident they leave at an auspicious moment, then they will not return to the cycle of birth and death. But if not, then there is every possibility that they will have to return. However, for the pure devotee in Krishna consciousness, there is no fear of returning, whether he leaves the body at an auspicious or inauspicious moment by accident or arrangement. Influence of the sun god, huh? In the light. In the light means daytime, right? Auspicious moment. During the fortnight of the moon and the 6 months, when the sun travels in the north. So dying during Ekadasi is auspicious, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Text 25. Which chapter, by the way?
8, Prabhu.
Dhumo ratis yatha Krishnaha sanmasha yakshinayanam tatra chandramasam jyotir yogi prapya nivartate. Synonyms. Dhumaha, smoke. Ratrihi, night. Tatha, also. Krishnaha, the fortnight of the dark moon. Satmashaha, the 6 months. Dakshina, ayanam. When the sun passes on the southern side. Tatra, there. Chandramasam, the moon planet. Jyotihi, the light. Yogi, the mystic. Prapya, achieves. Nivartate, comes back. Translation. The mystic who passes away from this world during the smoke, the night, the moonlight fortnight, or in the 6 months when the sun passes to the south, or who reaches the moon planet, comes back. Night meaning, like, what about if somebody in the Brahma Muhurta time they pass away?
I think it's morning, Prabhu.
So those who die at night are inauspicious, huh?
Yes, Prabhu.
Moonlight fortnight, what is that? Or in the 6 months when the sun passes south, or who reaches moon planet. So even if you go moon planet, you come back. Deep. All right. Purport. In the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, we are informed that those who are expert in fruitive activities and sacrificial methods on earth attain to the moon at death. These elevated souls can live on the moon for about 10,000 years by demigod calculation and enjoy life by drinking somarasa. They eventually return to earth. This means that on the moon there are higher class of living beings, though they may not be perceived by the gross senses.
So they have 10,000 years long party.
Yes, but the 10,000 years is also not human years, right?
Yes,
By
Prabhu.
demigod calculation.
It's moon years.
So how many hour years?
Too many, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Text 26. Shukla Krishne gatihi ante jagataha shashvate mate ekayayati anavrittam anyaya vartate punaha. Synonyms. Shukla, light. Krishna, darkness. Gati, passing away. He, certainly. Ete, all these. Jagataha, of the material world. Shashvate, the Vedas. Mate, in the opinion. Ekaya, by one. Yati goes. Anavritim, no return. Anyaya, by the order. Avartate, comes back. Punaha, again.
Yes, Prabhu. So 1 year in our time is 1 day of the demigods.
Oh. So 10,000 such years.
Yes, Prabhu. So if 1 year of our time is 1 day for them, so 365 days, 365 human years is 1 year for them. 365
No,
times.
no, 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 no. One year here is 1 day for them, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
So that is 365 into 365. That is the number of days in their 1 year,
Yes, Prabhu.
right?
Yeah.
And like that into 10,000. See,
Yes.
Prabhu, 1 day is 365 days for us. 1 day there, 365 days here, right?
Yeah.
Right? So now in a year, there are 365 days.
Yeah.
So
That's
1 day is 365. So for them, 1 year means 365 into 365.
So do we do
Right?
365 times 10,000?
No, no, no. 365 times 365 in whole bracket times 10,000.
Pranjal Prabhu, how much it is?
Mathematics class. Oh my God. Pranjal Prabhu, let us know 365 into 365 into 10,000. But 365 into 365 in brackets, huh? Into 10,000.
It's infinity, Prabhu.
He said, "Oh, Prabhu, very, very long." Okay, wait, I will check. Wait, I will check. Hold on. Scientist taking scientific lessons from Lebohang Maharaj. Wait. This y is equal to wow into 10,000 is equal to whoa. What? The calculator is saying some weird things. Huh?
So how long the part is?
Prabhu, oh my God! Wait.
Are you
How?
counting right?
Yeah. See, 1,33,225 days is there 1 year. So 1,33,000 into 10,000. Bro, what? No way. It's showing 1.33225 e raised to 9. What? Anyway, never mind. I don't know. Calculator is unable to find the data. Oh, calculating on bike. Okay. Maybe you can let us know later, Pranjal Prabhu. Even the calculator is unable to understand. Yes. Not be as good as the party in the spiritual abode. That is a fact.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So where from to read, Prabhu? I can read a few more if you want.
Yeah, this part.
Anyway, I didn't read the this thing, right? Did I read the synonyms?
No, Prabhu.
No. What about the translation? I read. Is it? I mean this one I read.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, I read. Yes. Shukla light, Krishna darkness. Gati passes away. He certainly ate all this jagataha of the material world. Shashvate the Vedas. Mate in the opinion Ekaya by one Yati goes Anavrittim no return. Anyaya by the other. Avartate comes back Punaha again. Translation. According to the Vedas, there are two ways of passing from this world, one in light and one in darkness. When one passes in light, he does not come back, but when one passes in darkness, he returns. Purport. $3.6 million days, is it?
Prabhu, it's not so long. It is 10,000 moon years is 3.650 million Earth days.
Wow.
So how many Earth years?
Sami Prabhu, scientist Maharaj. Brain working at 100%
Yes, Prabhu, I don't
efficiency.
know. Let's not go to the moon, okay?
Yeah, but I'm curious. Let me know. How many Earth years is that? 3.6. You're doing some calculation. Do that and let me know.
Yes, Prabhu, okay.
Purport. The same description of departure and return is quoted by Acharya Baladev Vidyabhushana from the Chandrogaya Upanishad. In such a way, those who are fruitive laborers and philosophical speculators from time immemorial are constantly going and coming. Hmm. Actually, they do not attain ultimate salvation, for they do not surrender to Krishna. Anybody else wants to read, or can I continue, or how?
Yes,
Oh,
Prabhu.
all right. Thank you, Gaura Shakti Prabhu, for your kind association. Vancha kalpa rubishta kripa sundabheva
Prabhu.
Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you, Prabhu. Hari Bol.
पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः.
Namo Namaha. नैते स्त्री पार्थ ज्ञानन् योगी मुह्यति काशना तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भव अर्जुना. Synonyms: na, never; ete, all these; three, different paths; partha, O son of Pritha; janan, even if they know; yogi, the devotees of the Lord; muhyati, bewildered; kashana, anyone; tasmad, therefore; sarveshu kaleshu, always; yoga yuktaha, being engaged in Krishna consciousness; bhava, just become; Arjuna, O Arjuna. Translation: the devotees who know these two paths, O Arjuna, are never bewildered. Hmm. Therefore, be always fixed in devotion. Purport: Krishna is advising Arjuna that he should not be disturbed by the different paths the soul can take when leaving the material world. Prabhu, you can scroll down. A devotee of the Supreme Lord should not worry whether he will depart either by arrangement or by accident. Devotee should be firmly established in Krishna consciousness and chant Hare Krishna. He should know that concern over either of these two paths is troublesome. The best way to be absorbed in Krishna consciousness, Prabhu, we can scroll, is to be always dovetailed in his service. And this will make one's path to the spiritual kingdom safe, certain, and direct. Hmm. The best way, Prabhu, you can scroll up a little bit. Just want to read that particular portion again. Yeah, that's it. The best way to be observed in Krishna consciousness is to always be dovetailed in his service. Mm. And that will make one's path to the spiritual kingdom safe, certain, and direct. The word Yoga Yukta is especially significant in this verse. One who is firm in yoga and is constantly engaged in Krishna consciousness in all his activities. Hmm. Sri Rupa Goswami advises that one should be unattached in the material world and that all affairs should be steeped in Krishna consciousness. In this way, one attains perfection. Therefore, the devotee is not disturbed by these descriptions because he knows that his passage to the supreme abode is guaranteed by devotional service. Yes, Prabhu. Alabang Prabhu, you would like to read or? Okay, no problem. Text 28. Vedeshu yagneshu tapashu chaiva. Oh, what is the tune, Prabhu? Okay. Vedeshu yagneshu tapashu seva. That tune, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Daneshu yat punya palam pradishtam. I messed it up now. I'll start again. Vedeshu yagneshu tapashu chaiva. Daneshu yat punya palam pradishtam. Atyeti tat sarvam idam viditva. Yogi param sthanam upaiti chadyam. Ah, man, that was bad. But all right. Hmm. Synonyms: Vedeshu, in the study of the Vedas; Yagneshu, in the performance of yagya, sacrifice; Tapashu, undergoing different types of austerities; Sha, also; Eva, certainly; Daneshu, in giving charities; Yat, that which; Punya phalam, the result of pious work; Pradishtam, directed; Atyeti, surpasses; Tat, all those; Sarvamidam, all those described above; Viditva, knowing; Yogi, the devotee; Param, supreme; Sthanam, abode; Upaiti, achieved peace. Cha also, Adyam, original. Translation: a person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas, performing austere sacrifices, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. And then he reaches the supreme abode. Let's read that again. A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas, performing austere sacrifices, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. At the end, he reaches the supreme abode. Purport: this verse is a summation of the 7th and 8th chapters, particularly as the chapters deal with Krishna consciousness and devotional service. One has to study the Vedas under the guidance of the spiritual master and undergo many austerities and penances while living under his care. A brahmachari has to live in the home of his spiritual master just like a servant, and he must beg alms from door to door and bring them to the spiritual master. He takes food only under the master's order, and if the master neglects to call the student for food that day, the student fasts. Right. These are some of the Vedic principles for observing brahmacharya. After the student studies the Vedas under the master for a period from 5 to 20 years, he may become a man of perfect character. Study of the Vedas is not meant for the recreation of armchair speculators, but for the formation of character. After this training, the brahmachari is allowed to enter into household life and marry. When he is a householder, he also has to perform many sacrifices and strive for further enlightenment. Then, after retiring from household life, upon accepting the orders of Vanaprastha, he undergoes severe penances such as living in forests, dressing with tree barks, not shaving, etc. Prabhu, we have to scroll down. By carrying out the orders of the brahmachari, householder, Vanaprastha, and finally sannyas, one becomes elevated to the perfectional stage of life. Some are then elevated to the heavenly kingdoms, and when they become even more advanced, they are liberated in the spiritual sky, either in the impersonal Brahmajyoti or in the Vaikuntha planets or Krishna Loka. This is the path outlined by Vedic literatures. The beauty of Krishna consciousness, however, is that by one stroke, by engaging in devotional service, one can surpass all rituals of the different orders of life. Wow. The beauty of Krishna consciousness, however, is that by one stroke, by engaging in devotional service, one can surpass all rituals of the different orders of life. One should try to understand the 7th and 8th chapters of the Gita not by scholarship or mental speculation, but by hearing them in association with pure devotees. Chapters 6 through 12 are the essence of the Gita. Mm. If one is fortunate to understand the Gita, especially these middle 6 chapters, in the association of devotees, then his life at once becomes glorified beyond all penances, sacrifices, charities, speculations, etc. One should hear the Gita from the devotee because at the beginning of the 4th chapter, it is stated that the Gita can only be perfectly understood by devotees. One should hear the Gita from devotees. Mm. Right. Hearing the Gita from devotees, not from mental speculator, is called faith. Wow. Through association of devotees, one is placed in devotional service. And by this service, Krishna's activities, form, pastimes, name, etc., become clear and all misgivings are dispelled. Then, once doubts are removed, the study of Gita becomes extremely pleasurable and one develops a taste and feeling for Krishna consciousness. In the advanced stage, one falls completely in love with Krishna, and that is the beginning of the highest perfectional stage of life, which prepares the devotee's transferal to the Krishna's abode in the spiritual sky, Goloka Vrindavana, where the devotee enters into eternal happiness. Thus end the Bhakti Vedanta purports to the 8th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of attaining the Supreme. Prabhu, can we read this purport again? Very, very nice purport about the importance of the reading session is given here. And you should read in the association of devotees. Can we just read the purport again? Yeah. This verse is a summation of the 7th and 8th chapters, particularly as the chapters deal with Krishna consciousness and devotional service. One has to study the Vedas under the guidance of the spiritual master and undergo many austerities and penances while living under his care. Right. A brahmachari has to live in the home of the spiritual master just like a servant, and he must beg alms from door to door and bring them to the spiritual master. He takes food only under the master's order, and if the master neglects to call the student for food that day, the student fasts. There are some of the Vedic principles for observing brahmacharya. After the student studies the Vedas under the master for a period of 5 to 20 years, he may become a man of perfect character. The study of Vedas is not meant for the recreation of the armchair speculators, but for the formation of character. After this training, the brahmachari is allowed to enter into household life and marry. When he is a householder, he also has to perform many sacrifices and strive for further enlightenment. Hmm. Then, after retiring from household life, upon accepting the orders of Vanaprastha, he undergoes severe penances such as living in the forest, brushing with tree bark, not shaving, etc. By carrying out the orders of Brahmachari, householder, Vanaprastha, and finally Sannyas, one becomes elevated to the perfectional stage of life. Some are then elevated to the heavenly kingdoms, and when they become even more advanced as they are liberated in the spiritual sky, either in the impersonal Brahmajyoti or in the Vaikuntha planets or Krishna Loka. This is the path outlined by Vedic literatures. The beauty of Krishna consciousness, however, is that by one stroke, by engaging in devotional service, one can surpass all rituals of the different orders of life. Just by engaging devotional service, all perfection is guaranteed. Wow. One should try to understand the 7th and 8th chapters of the Gita not by scholarship or mental speculation, but by hearing them in association with pure devotees. See, the importance of the reading session is mentioned here. By hearing them in association with pure devotees. In the association of devotees, reading is much more powerful. So when Prahlad Prabhu often says reading in the association of devotees, chanting in the association of devotees is more powerful, see here's the reference. Chapters 6 through 12 are the essence of the Gita. If one is fortunate to understand the Gita, especially these middle 6 chapters, in the association of devotees, then his life at once becomes glorified beyond all penances, sacrifices, charities, speculations, etc. One should hear the Gita from the devotee because at the beginning of the 4th chapter it is stated that the Gita can only be perfectly understood by the devotees. Hearing the Gita from devotees, not from mental speculators, is called faith. Through association of devotees, one is placed in devotional service. And by this service, Krishna's activities, by association of devotees, one is placed in devotional service. And by this service, Krishna's activities, form, pastimes, name, etc., become clear, and all misgivings are dispelled. Then, once doubts are removed, the study of the Gita becomes extremely pleasurable, and one develops a taste and feeling for Krishna consciousness. In the advanced stage, one falls completely in love with Krishna. And that is the beginning of the highest perfectional stage of life, which prepares the devotee's transfer to Krishna's abode in the spiritual sky, Goloka Vrindavana, where the devotee enters into eternal happiness. Wow. Thus end the Bhakti Vedanta purports to the 8th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of attaining the Supreme. Thank you, Prabhu. So I have to leave in about another 10 minutes. Thank you for your kind association, Sami Prabhu. Thank you for allowing me to read.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for reading for us. Hare Krishna, Vivek Prabhu, Tanda Pranam Jai.
Hare Krishna, Vivek Prabhu, Dhanar Pranam. Thank you for joining. All glories to Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept humble obeisances of glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hari Bol. Okay, let's read the prayers. Cheto darpanamarjanam pavamahadavagninirvapanam Shreyah Kairavachandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamritasvadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam.
Namna Makari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti Statar Pitanyamita Smarane Nakalaha Etat Rishi Tava Kripan Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Mitrisam Ehajananuragraha. Trinarapi Sunichena Taro Api Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari.
अतनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितं वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवताद्भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि
हैनन्दतनुजा किङ्करं पतितां मां विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपाय तव पादपङ्कजा चिताधूलिसदृशं विचिन्त्य
नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदहृदया गिरा पुलकर्निचितं वपुः कदा तव नाम गृहणे भविष्यति
युगायितं निमिषेण चक्षुषा प्रविशायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे
अश्लिष्य वा पादरतं पिनष्टु माम् अदर्शनं मर्महतं करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विधाता तुलम्बतो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव न परः Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. The Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them.
One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers, only want your causes, devotional service, birth after birth. O Son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, and somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. O my Lord, when will my spirit equated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? O Govinda, feeling your separation, some considering a moment to be like 12 years or more, tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so, even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. Haribol, Sri Siksastakam Ki Jai. 10 offenses to the holy name. First offense, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Second offense, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. Third offense, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master or consider him as an ordinary person. Fourth offense, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in Persian to the Vedic version. Fifth offense, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. Sixth offense, to give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. Seventh offense, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. Eighth offense, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda. Ninth offense, to instruct the faith. Oh, yes, Prabhu, please read ninth offense.
To instruct the faithless persons about the glories of their holy name, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name, and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnav must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema.
Let us offer our humble obeisances to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who are just like desire trees, who can fulfill all desires and are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. Vancha kalpatarupyascha
कृपासिन्धुभैरवचा परित्राणां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Nanda
हरि
Gaudev
बोल प्रभु।
Vaishnava Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hare Hare Bol.